Hi, hello. It's poetry time with Miss Lou. We're going to do the Cinquain poem today. And Cinquain is spelled C-I-N-Q-U-A-I-N. And I guess in French you would pronounce it Cinquain. Cinquain. I don't know. I don't speak French. But anyway, a Cinquain poem is related to French because cinq, C-I-N-Q, means five in French, and this is a 5-line poem. Each line has its own special meaning and number of syllables. And the way you start this poem is you choose a topic and choose a synonym. And each of those needs to be 2 syllables. So I'll give you some examples, but be thinking about a topic that's 2 syllables and a synonym for that topic that is 2 syllables. Those are going to be the first and last lines of the poem. So I'm going to send these directions in an email as well for Monday morning. But it's basically, I don't know if you can see this, it's probably going to turn out backwards because of it, but line 1 is the topic of the poem, and that's 2 syllables. Line 2 is a description of the topic, and that is going to be 4 syllables. You may want to just jot these notes down as you listen to this. Line 3 is going to be an action that the topic does, and that's going to be 6 syllables. Line 4 is a feeling that you get about the topic, and that's going to be 8 syllables. And then line 5 is the synonym or another name for the topic, and that's going to be 2 syllables. Now, I have an example here from a book that you probably read in 4th grade, A Cricket in Times Square, and my example is called Harry Cat. And that was the cat from the book. But anyway, see if you can follow the directions for the syllables and the directions for the lines as I read the sample. All right, line 1, Harry, furry and fat, loves to sing and howl songs. He is friendly with Tucker Mouse, a cat. So that first line, the topic of the poem was Harry. The second line was a description of the topic, furry and fat. Furry and fat was 4 syllables. An action the topic does, loves to sing and howl songs, that's 6 syllables. A feeling that you get about the topic, he is friendly with Tucker Mouse, and that was 8 syllables. And then another name for the topic, a cat. So Harry, a cat. Those are the synonyms. All right, so that's my sample. I'm going to give you a few more examples. This was written by a student who actually is a senior in high school this year. His name was Drake, and he wrote a Cinquain on pythons. So see if you can follow the progression of the lines as I read the sample. Here's his poem. Yes, I keep poems for a long time. Okay, here we go. Pythons, yellow, dark black, looking for food at night. Their smooth, scaly skin tickles me. Boa. So there's pythons. Here's one called Ocean. It doesn't have a illustration. Ocean, blue, dark, salty, waves everywhere you look. I love to go there with my friends. Seashore. And this one is called New York City, and this one has a lovely illustration. All right, first line, New York, the Big Apple, bursting with life and fun, is an inspiration to all. City. And then finally, this was kind of a funny one. If you remember the mama in the story of the Cricket in Times Square, I thought this was kind of funny. And here's a nice illustration of mama. Mama, obese and strict. She says Chester's a jinx. Stern sometimes and mean to Chester. The mom. So that was kind of a funny one. All right, so that is a Cinquain poem. You need to make sure you check your number of syllables, do a rough draft, and then kind of figure out how you want your final draft to look. Of course, you capitalize each first word of each line, and you line them up. You need to have a title. You need to put Cinquain in the top right corner in big letters, and sign it like a piece of artwork, and do an illustration at the bottom. And this goes directly in your poetry book. Bye.